Hey guys, what is up? What is up? How y'all doing? There's the lens. There's the bloody lens. I'm gonna shift my eyes. It's all good. What's up, everybody? Haters gonna hate, right? You're never looking at the camera, Mark. It's really annoying. It's really annoying. I'm so friggin' happy. Here you go. Oh, haters gonna hate. Message to my haters. Cheers. Message to my haters. Hold on, I got a couple of messages to my haters. I know you're in. I see ya. I see you in the back watching, and I love it. Like Don LaChance's meme says, they're gonna hate on you, but they're still taking notes. I'm evil. I'm an evil man. So to the haters, hold on, give me a sec. How's my hair? How's my complexion? Horrible, Mark. Oh, behave. I am pumped up. Are we good? Are we good? Ooh, look at that complexion. Feed the beast, he comes out some more, right? Okay. What a breakthrough, folks. Oh, here we go. We got the agenda really quick. We're jumping right in. We're jumping right in today, guys. How's the lapel mic? Are we good? I got the names, guys. I got the names. We're going to cut them up today. I'll do it real quick. Choppity chop. I got the names. It's a draw today for the record. $300 US cash going out instantly. I got the names. I got the bucket. I got the scissors. We're doing this. Number 2, though. Number 2. Got to reel you in with something, right? Got to reel you guys in with something. The breakthroughs. The breakthroughs. We need to keep riding those breakthroughs. And that's where we're going to get into story stitching today. It's probably not what you think. Here's what the boards use. Here's the use for today's board. Come on out. Don't be shy, board. There, we'll just do this quick. Story stitching with examples, what it means and how we use it. And it's not about stitching your stories together. That's not what story stitching is, but we will do that. We're going to create a piece of content with your 5 videos. Well, you're going to do that. I'm going to show you an example of that. Then we're going to get into story stitching and live examples. I'm going to show you guys today how to do that. I'm going to actually do it. We'll do some story stitching together. Number 2, we're drawing. We're doing the draw. Live draw for 300 Clamorinos. And number 3 is the CLOG overview. Now don't get overwhelmed. Don't get overwhelmed on the CLOG overview. I'm going to push that back. Give me some more leg room. I'm going to dive into your future, okay? Now, welcome to the Branding University webinar. This is on every Sunday. Okay, guys, you just register any given week at contact Branding University partner or go to brandinguniversity.com/webinar. I got to drop it, guys. I got to drop it. We're launching on August 20th publicly. And you know what that means? When we launch, this guy right here, he's recruiting, he's promoting, he's inviting. I haven't done that yet. I'm going to do that. It's important for you to know that. When I run. When I run, I sprint. So I'll be joining the party. So I will be inviting like crazy, like cray-cray. I'll be using a lot of funnels and stuff, but we're going to teach you how to do that anyways with time. We're going to teach you everything. We're going to teach everything that's in this thing here going on, and everything that's going on here will not be taught to you. I'll start with that. Let me just say, Branding YOUniversity is about branding yourself as a public figure in your niche. That sounds pretty good. It's about branding yourself as the public figure or authority or go-to person in whatever niche you're in. You are the brand, okay? That's enough for now, I think. Go to brandingyouuniversity.com. You can register for free courses if you're new here and get a feel for it. They're coming out, well, we're releasing a lot on launch. I've been saving them. I'm saving them for launch, okay, guys? I'm saving the new Twitter Lead Machine 3. I'm saving the Facebook Pixel mini course. I'm saving a few mini courses for launch, August 20th. And also the free affiliate program will be launched on August 20th. The free affiliate blogs, free ones, will be launched on August 20th as well. So we're going to have a party. We're going to have a launch party. How's the hair, everyone? It's like that thing, tell me I can't do something and I'll show you I'm going to do it. It's like a kid in a candy store. I'm like a child. Tell me I can't do it, I'm going to do it if it's good. Usually it's when people tell me what I can't do in form of limitations. Oh, really? I can't do that? Well, just let me do it. Okay, so what do you think of the agenda? Are we good? Who's here? Who's here? Okay, we're going to jump in, guys. We're going to jump in. I'm gonna just talk about the winner just really quick. We're going to cut up the names. No, first I'm going to say, I'm going to stay on track as much as I want. Haters, guys. The haters can do this. If you don't like my babble, you can do one of two things. You can go not watch me, number one. Number two is the one I would probably recommend, because the stuff I'm teaching goes through the ringer before I teach it. So when I said I'm not going to teach you everything that's in here, is because everything that's in here has not yet been proven. Make sense? I'm not going to teach you about stuff that I know will work but hasn't worked. That's fair enough, right? So with that being said, if you're a hater, you may still want to check out my content. And the way you would do that, if you don't like my babble, and I'll tell you why the babble applies with me. I thought about this for a while. You can go to the webinar replays in Branding YOUuniversity.com, YOUuniversity.com, YOUuniversity.com. You can go unlock the free webinars, and you will get the 5 most recent webinars, and you can fast forward that. You can, I don't know, put me on chipmunk mode and go to the parts you want and rewind and play and skip, do whatever you want back there. So here's the reason the babble exists. First of all, it's I guess I'm a talker. I never really realized it, but I can go. I watch myself and I'm like, oh wait, oh bro, chill, stay on track. So there's 2 versions of Marc Lalonde. There's the training in the back office of training modules in the university. That is babble-free Marc, okay? If you'll notice, every little educational training step-by-step videos, they take me like 3 hours to a day to do like a 10-minute video. Those are babble-free. But when I teach, like I'm teaching today, generally webinars or content, I try to cut out too edited content. Anything live, when I try to cut out the babble, here's what happens, and I've tried it. I've tried this. when I try to not be who I naturally am, I'm so focused on trying not to babble. Like, okay, Mark, focus on not babbling, that I take away from the richness of the content, and I actually miss out a lot of stuff. Because instead of focusing on what I'm trying to teach and just letting it flow like Tai Lopez does. Tai Lopez has 3, 4, 5 hour videos where the gold is within the babble. Trust me, I know. I sit through that stuff and I'm like, right there, that's what I needed. Thank God he was babbling. And these are life-changing tips. Tai Lopez is the man. And Gary Vee, people say he's repetitive. His subject matter may evolve slowly but he's repeating a lot of the same stuff. And then when he goes into his little babble fests, that's when you get the gold. Okay? So some people say, I heard it all before. Listen again and do it. Do it. A lot of people say, give me something new. Well, I try. I try to do. I think I do. But if I repeat things, it's because I want you to do them. A lot of people say, okay, what's next? And I'm like, okay, let's start with the story. Your story is your money. Have you done your 2,000 word story? Ask anybody, and I really don't care. This is a fact in my world. That 2,000 word story brings me everything even today. That's where I bring people to now. I point them to my story. So I would ask you, anybody who wants to give me more of this, start with that. Do you have your 2,000 word story on paper? This will serve you forever. Is it done? Is it done before you start asking for a million things? Because you will get clutter brain. There'll be too many things coming from every direction. And when you create quality content, which is the goal, doesn't matter what niche you're in, you have to create quality content. You always refer back to your story and stories, which ties into, are we good? Which ties into story stitching. So you need that story down, the big one, 2,000 words. And you want to do it in PowerPoint too, guys. You want to do it in PowerPoint. You want to, if you could put pictures in there too, that's good. Where you narrate it. I stand by that too. Don't get someone to narrate it for you. Well, I see people doing that. I recommend you narrate it. You narrate it. You narrate your own story. Just like if you have an audiobook, I recommend you narrate your own audiobook. Branding you. A lot of people don't agree with that. They don't think your personality has to do with your brand. Hey, listen, I'm standing by what I teach. I've tried to be the faceless marketer with the valuable info. I've done well, but when I injected my personality, it's going to attract and it's going to repel. The people you repel, do you want them anyways following you? Would you hang out with these people? There's plenty of fish in the sea. That was a Babel example. So, shall we begin with this? I'm going to start by saying, I'm blown away. I'm blown away by the video challenge we had last week. 5 days, hundreds of videos. The challenge was simple. Within 1 minute, 1 minute or less, and I failed at this, by the way. Some of mine are 1:20. I tried. I did my best. I should have edited them. Within 1 minute, can you tell us something that we may or may not know about you? That was the challenge. Let me tell you guys, I haven't had time to go through them all, but there's something at a very deep level happening right now. Some of you are totally comfortable on video, no problem. Some of you are not. A lot of you. You even said it. Like, I got private messages. That said, I've done more you're going to have to do this. For the record, you're going to have to get in front of the camera. This is it. That is non-negotiable. So these steps, Number one, you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Number two, you're sharing a bit of yourself that affects your potential audience, current audience. Some may drop out, but who cares? Who cares? And it's affecting your mind, you sharing that kind of stuff. You don't want to always do it. You don't want to just talk about yourself all the time. No, 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 no. You want to teach, educate, help, change lives in whatever niche you're in. So this is an exercise. However, it makes for a sweet piece of content. Okay? I'm going to show you what I've done. I've stitched, well, I just want to say how grateful I am that you guys stepped out of your comfort zone and have done this. Now the key here, I'm taking a sip. Yes, welcome haters. Here we go. Bring on the hate. Where's the hate? This stuff will kill me. Remember? I'm quitting it actually. I've decided to drop this. I've decided to drop it. Go back to green tea. So did I lose my train of thought? I hope not. I was onto something good. Yeah, no, I didn't. You can't stop now. You can't stop because you're going to get rusty before you even start rolling. You need to make I was going to say a daily practice of this. What I used to do in the beginning, when I had nothing valuable to say, I would get in on my iPhone, just grab it, and talk about my day to myself. I have a diary log, and just say, oh, Mark, I just talk to the phone. I kept it all. It's pretty cool from when I started, my own personal ones, just so that I get used to talking to the camera. So if that's all you have to do, that's all you have to do. These things take time. I'm by no means a good public figure, because that's what I want to be. I want to be an influencer. I'm nowhere where I want to be comfort-wise. I'm okay. I think. I feel okay. Now it's the live audiences that freak me out. But this, maybe if there was 20,000 watching at once, maybe. But the only way I became like this, if you guys think I'm comfortable, do I look comfortable or nervous? Sometimes I get nervous, but if you look at where I was 3 years ago, like, it's not even a joke. Some of you know I couldn't do it. So it's because I had to keep going. Like, I have some watches. I'm not gonna lie. I got a couple of nice things. And you guys know Rolexes, right? Perpetual motion. It has to be on an Orbitron. You guys know what I mean, right? It's a self-winding watch. They don't have batteries in case you're timepieces. Expensive timepieces don't have batteries. You have to constantly move, keep them in motion. They're self-winding. And if you leave a Rolex sitting there for a couple of years, it won't work. You have to get it tuned up, and it's not cheap. But that's not the point about the money. The point is, you got to keep doing the thing once you start breaking through, because you use it or you'll lose it. This is kind of like this challenge. You have to keep going here. You have to keep going. And that's why there was a few goals here, but one of them was to get you into that motion. Begin it, kick it off for you. So when I stopped doing content for a while in the beginning, I was getting comfortable my first year. Then I stopped for like 3 months. Then it was almost like starting over again. I was nervous all over again. Same thing with cold calls. That's a good example too. If you do cold calls every day, I still do them. I do them almost daily, cold calls. When I stopped doing cold calls for a while, even today, if I stop for 3 months doing cold calls, I'm not asking you to do cold calls. That's how I run my business. It's one of the facets of my business. If I stop, the phone's heavy again. It weighs a ton. I don't want to dial. It's like, so it's the same thing with videos. So this was a kickoff to that. And there's a lot of connections about to be made here. It's just crazy. I can't wait to dig into them. I'm going to dig into them. They're all in the Branding University group, by the way. You could go to videos and check them out. So I wanted to say that. You guys totally stepped up. About half of you did it. Okay? About half. Maybe a little less than half. Yeah, a little less than half actually did the work. So half of you paid to come in and didn't even do one video. I understand. I'm not I'm not giving you crap. I'm telling you I understand. I was like that too. I was totally like that. I made commitments. I even backed out of webinars in the beginning. I probably shouldn't have said that, because the people that invited me are probably like, well, if you invited me to a webinar back in the day, if you're watching, I know some names. I mean, I don't say them, and I backed out because of excuses. It was my fear. So if you want to take me up on it, I will do an interview for you. If you want. I'm not, I will do an interview for you. Yes, yes. No problem at all. If you want me on your show, I'll do it. It's for the people who I backed out of, because I did back out of, let's say, close to maybe over a dozen, just out of fear. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now, those of you who did step up, those of you who didn't, just, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to have to make the jump. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and do it at some point, guys. Start with recorded videos, publish it. That's what I did. Well, lives weren't around when I started 3 years ago. And you're going to have to do it. But for the people who did do it, massive, massive, massive props. I don't care what you shared. That's secondary, but that's still friggin' cool. So let's go. I am going to do this. I'm going to start by sharing what a piece of content looks like with those 5 things. I've never done a piece of content like this, ever. This is cool. I'm gonna like this. So what I've done is I've added a super quick intro. I believe it's 10 seconds. I say, hey everybody. I got it right. I go, hey everybody, Marc Lalonde from, I don't even know if I say from Ottawa, Canada. I just go, hey everybody, Marc Lalonde, also known as The Wealthy Trainer. And I'd like to share with you 5 things that you may or may not know about me in under a minute each. Let's go. And that's how I start. Then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I threw in a couple of little emojis to make it cute, because emojis are really hot nowadays. Just so you know, I read about it. Use emojis if you can, like put them into your video. And there we go. I looked at it after. I'm like, that's beautiful. So you all have a piece of content. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, number 1, I'm going to plug that in right now. So it's obviously edited from my 5 clips to give you guys an idea of, you just created a piece of content that can totally be used all the time now. Secondly, I'm going to come back to you and we're going to story stitch. Story stitching, really quick, we'll get into it a little more. Story stitching is when you teach a lesson, you provide content, and you stitch in a part of something you've been through. You stitch in a story, but it's not a story about Dolly Parton. Mind you, that would work. You can stitch in stories into content of other successful failures. I like that. Other successful failures. Or better is use an example of your own in your own life. And when I create content now, I keep that in mind. You guys will notice if you look at some of my newer content. I look at how could this lesson, at which point in my life is comparable to this lesson. I call it story stitching. So that's what we are going to do today. I'm going to share with you my five videos, like I did, just like you guys. Then from there, I'm going to, on the fly, like right here, right now, take some of those that we already did. So I did 5. I'm going to grab maybe 2 or 3 of them and create content right now with it. And the content will be a lesson. And I'm going to use the story as stitch it into the piece of content. Guys, this is it. This is how you do it now. This is how, And then I'll show you numbers. I'll show you how you drive traffic to that content, the story stitched content. And I don't think I'll go into the capturing the people in a capture page or in a custom pixel. We have training for that. I'll guide you to the training for that. But once you have your own blog, not your affiliate blog, in the future, you're going to need your own blog, a real one. I call it a CLOG. So that's what we're going to go through at the end. Fair enough? Let's just jump in. I'm going to plug in my video. We're going to look at my pieces of content in one piece of my 5 things you may or may not know about me. How I basically just stuck them together and I put numbers, spinning numbers. Number 1, number 2. Why am I even saying it? Let's show it. I'll plug it in. Then we're going to create content out of that, not out of that, out of the stories within. Fair enough? And then we're doing the draw. All the names are here. The reason let's do this right. The reason, these are all the names who entered. 54 of you. And the prize is 300. It was like 260, 270 or something like that. So we just rounded it off at 300. So I'm going to literally cut these up. I cut them quick. I'll just go in front of your very own eyes. That's the whole purpose. Put them in a bucket in front of your very own eyes. Stir it up in front of your very own eyes and pick it out in front of your very own eyes. I'm going to pick 5 people. Some of you know what I'm going to do because I said it on a live the other day. Most of you don't that are going to see this. I'm picking 5 names out of the hat in order. I'll write them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I have to verify them afterwards to see if number 1 did their 5 videos. And it's too late. Close-off date was 2 days ago. On Friday at midnight. That's a close-off time. So I have to make sure all your 5 videos are in. If the first name doesn't have their 5 videos, well then they're gone. It's number 2. I have to check number 2. And out of the 5, I know 1's going to have them. And I'm probably going to know right off the bat because I started watching them this morning in depth. It's amazing, guys. You guys are so cool. You guys are the coolest people I've met. You are. You're the coolest people I've met. First of all, we're all like-minded. We all want to better our lives. And if you think, well, who doesn't? Believe me, I was a bad boy. A lot of people don't. They're self-destructive and super negative. This is a crew of successful people who are climbing mountains. You're the coolest people I've met. I'm not even lying, okay? So, let's do this. I'm plugging in the video now. I hope you like it. It's only, the beauty is, I'm plugging it in as I'm talking, by the way. This is babble while I'm doing this. The beauty is I'm not, it's only about 6 minutes long because we were only allowed a minute each. So for once, there we go. Do you see it? All right, why don't you see it? Okay, ready? Just gotta push this. Hey guys, Marc Lalonde here, aka The Wealthy Trainer, and I would like to share with you guys 5 things that you may or may not know about me in less than 1 minute each. Here we go. Hello guys, here's something you may or may not know about me. My voice is raw because I think I did 12 videos in 3 days. It's done. Okay. What you may or may not know about me, how appropriate. I am a pluviophile. I'm a pluviophile. If you don't know what a pluviophile is, it means I'm obsessed with rain. And it was so appropriate. So some people may know, some people may not know. I'm 30 seconds in, so since I was a youth, since I was a little boy, I'm not a big fan of sunny days. I like them dark. I like them rainy, and it's actually raining right now, so there's something you may or may not have known about me. I am a pluviophile. Look it up. Bye-bye now. Oops, how are ya? Still lost. My voice is kind of coming back. Something you don't know about me. You guys probably know I sold everything under the sun, including vacuum cleaners, including pet food, including plastic plants. But what you probably don't know is that I learned how to qualify people and play the numbers early on at a young age. I'd say about 17 years old. When I used to sell pet food door to door, the reason I was able to be number one in sales is because I used to qualify. Instead of going door to door to door to door to door, we're 40 seconds in, I used to hire a neighbor's son to go and take a walk around the neighborhood and see if he could hear a dog barking, if he could see a leash, if he could see a dog in the window, and take the addresses of all the houses of the people that had pets. So those are the only doors I would go to. Therefore, I could cover 10 times the homes and be number one in sales because I played the numbers and I qualified. Learned that at a very young age. And that's what you probably don't know about me today, for today. I could keep going, but we're over a minute. Something you do not know about me, or probably don't know about me. I was in the painting business. But I wasn't a painter. What I used to do is go on Kijiji. It's like a Craigslist, but in Canada. I used to put an ad for Painters Wanted, and I put another ad, I put an ad for Ottawa's Best Painters. And I made a graphic. So Painters for Hire and Painters Wanted, and the painters would contact me. It was crazy, by like dozens per day. And the jobs would come in dozens per day too, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hook them up. So I would get the painters to do a free estimate, free. If they didn't get the job, they took out their time to take a chance, and I would set up the people with the people and take 10%. I got 5 seconds. I used to drop off the checks for my 10% at work when I was in computers, and I did that for quite a while. Some days I'd make like $1,000 cash. Pretty cool. So I was in the painting business. That's it. You probably don't know that about me. Bye-bye. Welcome to day number 4 of 5 of the video challenge, things you may or may not know about me. In my senior year in high school, I entered in the auditorium the contest to be Mr. Champlain, which was the guy of the high school, Mr. Champlain. I didn't win. I stepped out of my comfort zone, but I didn't really care. I didn't win because I was different. I was like the only guy with a white tuxedo that I chose with the frills. I did win the Belushi Award that year though, which in my opinion was even better. I played Gilligan. I got 20 seconds. I'm going to try and recreate the moment. Just sit right back and you hear a tale of a faithful trip that started on this tropic port aboard this tiny ship. The mate was a mighty sailing man, skipper brave and sure. 5 passengers set sail that day on a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough. The tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow would be lost. The ship set ground on the shore of this uncharted desert isle with Gilligan, the skipper too, the millionaire and his wife, the movie star, the professor and Marianne, here on Gilligan's Isle. Hey guys, day number 5 of the Something You Don't Know About Me challenge. When I was a child, I was a Rubik's Cube and puzzle fanatic. I had them all. 15 seconds in, let's do this. I had the triangle, obviously the Rubik's Cube in many shapes and sizes, the triangle, the star, the cylinder, the octagon, the circle, But above geometry, I also had all the sliding cubes. Remember the chain slider cubes? I also had Rubik's Magic, which was insanely hard to do when I was a child. And I could not get enough. Rubik's Cube freak. I don't have them anymore. So I think I'm going to order one online and see if I still got the chops. That's something you may or may not know about me. Okay, number 5. Bye-bye. Pretty cool, right? There's a piece of content, and it's a good one. It's going to be a good one, I can tell you right now. Okay, and if you guys are wondering about the little emojis and the spinning numbers, okay, here's my secret. I don't know if it'll be a popular one, but I get everything from Google and Camtasia. Camtasia is the video software I use, and it can screen capture. So I'll go on Google, and if I want to find a countdown timer or a spinning number or emojis, I Google them. And I usually get the spinning numbers off YouTube, and I screen capture those things and cut them into my videos. I just take them. And that's just me. You may want to pay a licensing fee for images that I don't touch. That's you, all you. But I just grab them. I grab them where I can. For now. For now. I probably shouldn't have said that, but I know it's going to probably come up because I'm slowly starting to get a little fancier. So, are we good? Mic working? Yeah? We're good? Oh boy. The messages are relentless, but that's what we want, right? Especially the, okay, let's go. Let's do this. Okay, so you guys all have that. The ones who entered, you all have that. So right now, story stitching, I'm going to do it with a couple of those. I don't think I could do much with the Pluvio file. I don't think there's much of a lesson. I can integrate that into a lesson. Maybe I can. Let's see what happens as I'm talking. But story stitching is what I started doing without knowing I was doing it. And those videos are the ones that bring me the most fans. My fans, the most audience members are those where I throw story in there. So I patterned and matched. I looked at what videos were doing better, and they're all where I'm throwing in. I remember when I had this, and I'm going back in my story. Example, my first time on a wake-up call. I don't know if you guys know this. Who remembers? Well, you may not remember unless you've been following me for 3 years, 4 years. It wasn't 4 years. It was 3.5-ish. First time I ever was in front of an audience was not on a webinar. That was 3 years ago, 3 years, 2 months ago. It was on a wake-up call, like a motivational wake-up call. And my subject matter was affirmations. How the affirmations added to my, I think the title was From Rags to Riches, how I fill my, how I fill my bank account in 10 minutes per day. And then I went on to talk about how your mind works in cycles per second, and kind of a little bit how affirmations work from, I don't know, would it be RAS level, reticular activating system, how when you talk to yourself and feed your subconscious, things don't fall from the sky, but it feels like they do because your reticular activating system, RAS, you're noticing things more that are already there, but you're connecting the dots, and it literally feels like they're just falling into your lap. So I talk about the a little bit the science of affirmations from what I know. All I do is I do them and incantations, and they work, and they always have, and they always will. And when I did that, I said the story of a homeless man. You guys know this? Does anyone know that call? It's the first time I was ever on speaking to an audience, ever. I was terrified, but I couldn't see people, and there wasn't a webinar, it wasn't video. And I talked about the story of a homeless man who went to soup kitchens, and he basically met a guy who taught him how to do affirmations, and from there he went into getting himself slowly a job and off the street and started getting money from construction jobs, and eventually got into a computer job again, and then found success just by doing these affirmations, and stopped the affirmations for a while. And then I say in the call, I say, how do I know this affirmation? How do I know this story so well? Do I know this guy, since it's a true story? And I go, guys, that guy was me. And at that point, so I built the beginning of my fan base was by laying in my experience in the lesson. So I was story stitching before I knew I was story stitching, before I even had a name for it. And then I observed that a lot of the people I liked, they were doing that too. And that's why I like them and continue to follow them till this day. So that's kind of like, you know, you pick up on patterns, what works, what doesn't. So it definitely works. So let's do it for now. I got a couple of notes. Just got them quick as I was doing this, as I was rewatching. There are a couple of words here. The Rubik's Cube, okay? I'm a Rubik's Cube fanatic. People were asking, if you're colorblind, how do you do the Rubik's Cube? Pretty simple, guys. There's only 6 colors on the Rubik's Cube, right? The red, the white, the blue, and I can tell the distinction. I can't tell you it's red. Well, on a Rubik's Cube, I can. I've been playing with cubes since I was young. I know it's red by that shade. Red, blue, and white are very distinctive. I did have trouble with the orange, green, and yellow, though. That's the other half. The orange, green, and yellow were a struggle. So I used to put a little O on the orange so I could tell the orange and green, and I would match the O instead of the orange. But after a while, you can see the distinction, even for colorblind people. You can tell that you're matching shades instead of actual colors. Make sense? Because people are like, how can you tell if you're colorblind? You can tell with time. But the orange and green, though, were always confusing. But once you know how to solve these things, you just know how to solve them. You know what I mean? You tell the shades and you know how to do it. So it's not like, it's like learning anything, which is why, let's get into it. I don't even know why I brought that up. When I was a Rubik's Cube fanatic, the lesson here will be role modeling. So right now I'm going to create a piece of content. I'm not going to use it, but I'm giving you guys an example. The piece of content we're going to do right now is about role modeling. Okay, guys? Role modeling is something Tony Robbins refers to all the time, which is do what's successful. Look at people who have what you want and do what they're doing. You're role modeling. They're your role models. You're basically copying exactly what they're doing to get what they have that you want, instead of reinventing the wheel. So that's extremely important. Find somebody who has what you want and do exactly what they've done. Be resourceful. Observe them. Get their courses. Watch all their videos. Buy their books and do the same thing. That's the piece of content. And then I'll throw in something like this, which reminds me, when I was young, it just happens to remind me. When I was young, I was a Rubik's Cube fanatic. And I used to solve Rubik's Cubes by grinding it out. That's how I used to solve them when I started. I didn't have any patterns. I didn't have any techniques. I didn't have any tricks. So every time I picked up the Rubik's Cube, it was a battle all over again. I'm like, how do I get that piece there? I do it, but it took me long, and it was a constant struggle. So there were people in my area where I lived who were doing them. I'm like, how? Why are they not? It looks like they're not even thinking. So what did I do? I went talk to them. I hung around with pretty smart cookies even as a kid. Luc Della, he was doing it. And I said, how are you doing it? And he didn't want to share his secret. So I got to befriend him. I built a relationship. Then he showed me patterns. He showed me how to build the white cross and how to get, who knows how to solve a Rubik's Cube? He showed me the technique to do it. So I was like, what? I'm busting my butt to solve this thing every time? So I practiced on the strategies. Within a couple of months, I was like, done. Mix it the way you want. I'm solving it. And the only reason I could do that is because I role modeled. I found something who could do what I wanted to do. And I asked them. They didn't want to give the info. So I kind of read between the lines, built a relationship, and I got the info. And now doing a cube was a piece of cake. I was the envy. Got it, guys? Make sense? That was story stitching. The lesson is find somebody who has what you want, role model them. Find out what they're doing and do the same thing. They have strategies to get there. Instead of grinding it out all the time and trying to get that result. And then I gave the example of my experience, my story in the piece of content. Does that make sense, guys? That is story stitching. Make sense? I'll do another one. I'll do it with the painting business. The painting business, I'll do it with that too. I could do a piece of content. I should do these as pieces of content. Okay? Does it make sense? Try it. Watch what happens. It just makes sense. People are going to come to you because you're giving the lesson and you've learned how to do that. You have experience at it. Okay? Here's the other one. Qualifying in the pet food business. Qualifying. My lesson in this piece of content would be qualify people. Whatever it is you have that you're offering, even if targeting your niche is kind of qualifying, but qualifying is a step further. It's not just spamming to your target audience and sending out flyers. That you want to qualify before you make the commitment of getting on that phone or even talking to them. Guys, there's so many people out there. For whatever it is your business is, you need to qualify them. So, I guess that would kind of be the lesson. And then I would give a tip. I'd be like, let's say you are selling okay, here you go, guys. Here's the content. I'm starting now. You need to qualify people before you start marketing your product, service, or whatever it is you have to anyone. You need to make sure they're a good candidate, they're your avatar, they're basically a person who would be interested in what you have to offer before you start offering to everybody and their dogs. That's kind of cool. So a good example to do that would be you can do a simple Twitter search. Twitter is extremely powerful for this because Twitter is instant. You could jump into conversations that are happening now. Like go on Twitter search and put, if you're selling something, guys, here's an example. This isn't the story stitching yet. Here's an example. If you're selling a nutritional product or an energy product, you can go into Twitter search and type in quotes, feeling sluggish. Then you could see who's putting in feeling sluggish in their tweets now, like now. You could follow them. If they this is what I recommend you do. You follow all those people who just put feeling sluggish or no energy. I have no energy today. Look for those. Follow them. They're not qualified yet, but you're getting there. If they follow you back, they're at the second level of qualification. So now you can invest your time in doing a DM. Instead of just DMing everybody, do you need more energy? Qualify. So what you would do after that, send them a DM, say hello. Open freaking conversation. Are you a robot? Do that if you want. Those in TLM understand that one. If they get back to you, boom. Now they're qualified. Now you have someone to talk to who would be interested in what you have. Does that make sense? Okay, that's part one. Now you're going to story stitch, and it will say, it reminds me of, I love that. It reminds me of when I was young, I used to sell pet food door to door at 17 years old. And I used to qualify without knowing I was qualifying. And it worked incredibly well. And then I'll go into my story. I'll say, well, the reason I was able to become #1 salesman in the whole company at 17 years old, beating out hundreds of adults, was because I qualified. I paid a neighbor's son to go walk around the area and see which houses even owned a pet. How would they do that? Well, they would look, see if they see a dog in the window, just walk by. They wouldn't walk up to the window, and take the addresses. Is there a leash outside? Do they hear barking? Okay, that's an address. So we were door to door people. So instead of going to every single door, I had my list. I qualified. So that's the experience I have. And then you could do your call to action. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions on qualification. Boom. There's your content. You guys get it? You guys see how I story stitched in there too? I'll do one more. Because this is results based. Does it make sense, guys? And if you've done you don't have to use exactly what we did in the challenge. You can use anything you want. Like your life is a story. Your life is a story. And if you don't think you have anything that relates to something valuable, that's garbage. What you've been through in your life is tied into so many lessons, and that's content. People look for that. You'll be picked up in YouTube. I won't get into that, but it makes sense, right? I got to do one more. So I really drive it in. Story stitching is one of the things. One more sip, then I'll get into the painting business one, because I don't think I could do much out of the Gilligan. Yeah, sure I can. Let's do we'll do the Gilligan one now because, okay, the Gilligan one, when I entered to be the stud of the school, do you guys know why I did that? Okay, the content here, let's just do it. The content here would be stepping out of your comfort zone. The content here, let me shut this down. The content here would be, when you step out of your comfort zone, you maybe get rewarded for something that you're not necessarily going for, but there's always something good that's going to happen. Out of stepping out of your comfort zone. That could be basically it. I'm going to jump right into my story at this point, and I'll say, it reminds me of this one time. Isn't that great? I remember this one time at band camp. I remember this one time when I entered, and this is true. This is how I would talk on my video, by the way. I wouldn't be like, I remember. It wouldn't be scripted. But so I'm going to talk to you guys. Let's just do it real. When you guys step out of your comfort zone, you're going to experience things sometimes, rewards that are not exactly the reward you wanted to, or they may be the reward you want by stepping out of your comfort zone, but it might not happen the way you thought. For example, that reminds me of this one time when I entered the stud of the school. It was like the prom king. It was like the Mr. Champlain of my high school. I was not that guy. I was not the stud. I was not the sexy guy. I wasn't even good looking. I'm not good. I'm average. All these guys were good looking, like attractive, athletic, beautiful guy. It's like just, well, you know what I mean? I didn't fit that profile, but you know why I entered that? Girls. For girls. It was a popularity contest. I wanted to meet more girls. There we go. Like I think a lot of young lads in high school want to do. So I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I wanted to be taken seriously because I was athletic enough. I was pretty well built. I'm like, why can't I be one of these jocks or studs that all the girls are flocking to? That was my reason. I wanted more girls. Now here's the thing. I ended up being a clown. I did this, guys, and That reminds me that, well, I'm already in my story part. I'm stitching it in to stepping out of your comfort zone. And I went up there. I was the only guy in a white tuxedo with the frills. I was totally clowned it out. Did Gilligan, sang the Gilligan's Island theme, and I will not, and they threw water on me. It was hilarious. People were bawling. They were laughing their asses off. So my intention was to meet more girls because I would be more studly or jock-like. I met more girls, all right, but it's because I was funny. So they came to me not for the reason I planned, but the result came. So when you step out of your comfort zone, you may not get your result the way you think you're going to get your result, but you are going to get something good out of it. So there you go. So if you have any questions with stepping out of your comfort zone, contact me, something like that. That's the premise of story stitching. Got it? I got to do one more. I have to. It's too much fun. And it's fun to do too because you can relate and you can do more of that. Cool? Cool? Experiences in your life can come back and serve you. It's pretty wild. If you connect where you succeeded and didn't. The painters. The painting business. This is really relevant actually to what a lot of us do. When, okay, first of all, this content for the painters would be, don't think of painters, think of this. You don't need to be the expert to sell something and make money. You do not need to be the expert in a certain field to sell something or be the leader or make all the money or be the most successful. You don't need to be the best at it. What you need to do is know how to connect. PGD, point, guide, and direct to the experts. Okay? So I could go into Henry Ford. I probably should. I don't even know if Henry Ford could do an oil change. Do you guys know this? I know he wasn't an automotive engineer. Basically created the T model. Basically brought cars to the world. And he wasn't an auto mechanic. But he had the best ones. He had the best engineers. He had the best thinkers. But he was the man, Henry Ford. He just pushed buttons on his desk and he was a fantastic marketer. Fantastic. So he would market the car. He would create the car because he had the people with the knowledge. He didn't have to develop any of that knowledge. If you're in a company and you're selling, here we go, wellness product. I always use wellness product because wellness is a multi-billion-dollar per year industry and it will never end. There will be billions flowing through that industry forever, more and more and more. Therefore, I'll use that as an example. If you were selling a product that's full of, I don't know, moringa oleifera and whatever, but acai berries, you don't need to know all that stuff. You don't need to know all that stuff. You need to get it in front of the right people and you need to point, guide, and direct. All you need to do is be the connector, provide the tools. So an example of that would be you don't need to be the expert. You could show results of weight loss through people in the company you work with through their videos. Point people to those videos. It's better. Well, it's better if you do it. No, it depends. I won't get into duplication and all that stuff, but you could point them to doctors, real medical doctors, testimonials in your company. It's what I do. I'm no doctor. I'm going to start listing off ingredients when I sell the magical lotion or potion. I'm pointing them to the doctors. Which reminds me, here we go, story stitching time. Get it? Is it getting this? Which reminds me, this one time, I gotta stop saying that. I'll laugh myself out of the video. This one time, I was in the computer space. Where am I going? I was in the painting business. What I did was I put out an ad on. It's like a Craigslist, and I'm going back to my real life story here. And I did this. It was crazy. Put in an ad on Kijiji, which is like a Canadian's Craigslist, that said, painters wanted. One ad. The other ad said, Ottawa's Best Painters, free estimates. I had both ads running. One ad would bring me the painters, I'm looking for work, I'm looking for work, I'm looking for work. The other ad would be people, I'd love a free estimate. We're looking to get our whole back end of our house done. I take the calls. I was the connector. I was the Henry Ford. And then I call the painters and say, listen, here's the deal. I got a list of customers for you. All you have to do is you got to put up the free estimate. There's no guarantee for the job. I'm going to send 5 of you. The winner gets the job. Are you willing to do that? Every one of them said, hell yeah, for sure. Even if I don't get the job, I'm not getting any customers, or I'll take them. What kind of job? I tell them it's like a $6,000 job. I go, I just want my 10%. That was it. I'd send them over free for a free estimate. The customer would call me. I was the middleman. They would go do the estimate. I was at my job doing my computer stuff. It's like I did it on the job. Sometimes I was going to say on my lunch hour, but that's probably why I kept getting fired. No, and I couldn't hold a job if my life depended on it. I'm unemployable. Stay on topic. So once that started happening, the painters would go do the estimate, do the job, and drop off either cash or the check in my workplace. I'm like, okay, it's break time. I'm going for a coffee. I'd go meet them and get my cash. Sometimes make $1,000 a day. Easy. Depending on how many I'd connect. So there you go. That's my story. And I was able to do that in the nanny service as well. I was able to use that skill of not having to be the expert, just being the connector and be the middleman. And there you go. So you don't have to be the expert. If you have any questions on this, if you feel the same, feel free to contact me. You guys get it? That'll be enough for story stitching. Does it make sense? I'd love to see some examples of you guys in the group of what I've just done. I did one. I can't do one with pluviophile. It's not coming to mind. But I just did 4 of them. Just like that. Okay? Simple enough. Right? Okay? That's the lesson. Rewatch the replay. Check out the examples. And I think it's time to draw some money. What do you say? I want to stay on track with the time because I want to show you guys the CLOG. Okay? So, here's what I am going to do. I'm going to grab my tea like I always do. A little mic coming off. And then we're going to do it immediately. I'm going to cut these up. We're going to draw 5 names. And the winner gets the $300. Let me hang this here. Okay, give me a sec. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing my keys right there. Give me a sec. Okay, here I come. There we go. Quite the switch, right? No, I am not marketing a product. It slipped in. So, you guys ready? Here we go. We have the names. All names are on this sheet. Maybe I'll sit down and be stationary and we will do this. Who's excited? Oh, do I need my mic on? I'll put it on for show. I love this. We're about to give away $300. We're doing it live. We're doing it now. So I'll be in plain sight. I've got the bucket. I'll be in plain sight as I can be. There's no fixing of nothing. There's the pot. How can I be more in plain sight? Here we go. We'll do it like this. I want it to be legit, guys. Because what if I pick a winner and it's like, some of you guys know. Yeah, let's do this like this. Why wouldn't we? We have the ability. There we go. There we go. There we go. Legit. Legit. Welcome. Let's do some arts and crafts, shall we? We're good? So, I am doing what I said. I'm cutting this up just like this. This is as legit as it gets. Never leaving the camera. Unless I'm a heck of a film editor, which... No, I'm just kidding. There we go. This will not take long. Perfect. I feel like I'm a magician on some talent show or something. Okay, so we got the first row of people. There we go. There we go. Just like Letterman, throw it on the floor. The first 46, right here, right here, not going nowhere, and it goes up to 54. With LaShaw Fisher, the last one, Molly Frigali, Molly Quinn Frigali, and the rest of you. You're all here. So, good. The bucket, right here. Put this laptop here. Do it right, right? Why not do it right? If we're going to do it at all, let's do it right. There we go. So, I begin like this. Super quick. Slice in the bucket. You guys see that? In the bucket. In the bucket. See, we're almost done 10 of you already. In the bucket, in the bucket, in the bucket. Okay, fair enough. Let's do it all. So, who's excited? Who's going to take home the prize? And I'm going to talk while I do this. We decided to do it this way simply because a voting system would not be cool. A voting system, nobody's better than anyone. And if I draw your name, like I mentioned earlier, and you did not submit your videos, we just check the next name. Maybe, do you guys want me to check it now as I pick the winner to confirm the winner? No, because there's hundreds of videos. So I'm going to select the 5 names, and then if you guys have a beef, if you guys have a beef and say, I submitted my videos, but they didn't work, I'm sorry. And if you have I better cut while I talk. I'm almost done. And if you have a YouTube link in there, it's okay. We're going to let that fly, okay? And if you have a video that you uploaded and it didn't get through, it's still $300. It's nothing really, but for the sake of being fair, if it didn't get through, I will verify them. That you did do them on that date. I'll contact you. I'll go, where are they? Are they on your YouTube? If they're on your local machine, well then you may, I don't want it so you could do them if you won and did the work after. You guys okay with that, right? Those rules? A couple more, we're done. Hey, this is the first time I do the whole shebang live. In other words, from the cutout to in the bucket, all in plain sight. I got 7 more to go about. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Let's go, Mark. Cut faster. Yeah, I like doing it this way. I wouldn't do it this way if there was hundreds of people, though. We'd find another way. One more slice, guys, and we're done. Done. All in the bucket. All 54 names. Okay, there we go. Fair enough. Don't want to take it out of the camera sight. Okay, we're done. I'm going to hold this in plain view. Move this over. It still is 300 clamors. Oh, laptop's kind of in the way. We're good. Yeah, I don't want to take this out of sight, so, but I need to move this back because I'll trip up in the wires. Just like this. There we go. That is improvisation at its best. Okay. Who's ready? Who's ready? Are we all fair? Is everything fair? I feel like a magician. You've seen my hands the whole time. Get down there, you. Let me do that there. Okay. Okay. Nothing on the lid. Here we go. No way I can see what that is. I'm looking right at you guys. Make sure I got one name. I have one name. The first name is, if you submitted all your videos, you have $300 coming to you today, right now, after the webinar. Wayne Anderson. Congratulations, Wayne Anderson. I'm going to clap after all 5 because Wayne, I don't know if you submitted all your 5 videos. Hey, look, I'm holding this up. I'm going to take a look right now because I have a feeling you did. And if you did, Wayne Anderson, we don't have to do this. We could just call it. I'm going to check. I can't help it. I want to claim a winner now. I'm still going to hold this up here while I look. Okay, I'm in the group. Videos. What? I see you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got them. Congratulations, Wayne Anderson. $300 coming your way right after the webinar. That was cool. Congratulations, Wayne Anderson. You did it, buddy. Luck of the draw, but everyone's a winner here. Start story stitching. Awesome, Wayne. Awesome, Wayne. Awesome, Wayne. I'm looking at your 5 videos right here. You got the Winnipeg Jets on one of your t-shirts. Are you Canadian? It's a Canadian hockey team. Awesome. I'll check out your videos. We may showcase them. We will showcase them. You're the winner, bro. Well done, man. I love this. So congrats to everyone for doing this. Was it a blast? Was it fun? Now remember, keep going. And I'm gonna keep going with the webinar because we're doing okay time. So there we go. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I love that. That was freaking fun. I want to talk about some of you, but I don't want to play favorites. But some of you are insane, amazing videos. Maybe we're going to do some syndication on them. I got to think about that because some of them go very personal. So the winner is Wayne Anderson. Start story stitching, guys. I want to see some of that beautiful content, okay? So now what we're going to do, I'm jumping into the CLOG. I'm jumping into your future home. And I'm going to show you how I drive traffic to it. I'm going to show you how I'm going to show you guys, hey, I think I'm going to show you guys 3 things. I'm going to show you guys 3 things. Your CLOG is your blog. It's very simple. It's your big blog. Blog, it derives from the word weblog. I don't know if you knew that. That's a blog. It's generally text-based. So that's how it originated. Vlog is video log, and CLOG is content log, but I made CLOG up. So it's not an actual term. A CLOG to me is a searchable website of all your stuff. So if somebody likes one of your videos, they go to your blog. We'll call it a blog, but it's really, I like CLOG. They go there, and then from there they could go in the menus and find other stuff of yours. So if your personality strikes them, and your piece of content may not necessarily be what they're looking for that day, but they like you, we're going to go back to this. They like your personality, they'll be like, holy crap, let me see what else this person has on their CLOG. And they start digging. By then they're in your custom audience. So how do we bring people there? So I'm going to show you number 1, the CLOG. Mine, disclaimer, I just recently completed it, and I'm adding to it all the time. That's the point. And the results I'm getting now, because of this, they shatter everything I've done in the past 4 years. Shatter. The audience members I'm getting daily now, it's over 1,000 people come into my audience every day. Over 1,000 new people are introduced to this thing every day. and they go to my CLOG and they come back. I'm measuring this. So we're going to look at the CLOG. I'm going to show you the YouTube channel, because those of you who don't have the ability to build a WordPress blog yet, you do it on YouTube. They're the same. They're mirrored. And then I'm going to show you my tweet sheet early for Twitter Lead Machine 3. And they're all mirrored. They're 3 copies. So your tweet sheet is basically your content going out on Twitter all the time. As I'm talking to you fine folks, my content would be going out on, we're going to stick with one Twitter account. And you do this through Facebook ads too, but for now, or you could do it in groups, however you want. But for today, I want to show you the CLOG, what it looks like. We're not diving in. It was not easy, and I got to be real. But you can still start building your library, okay? And then the YouTube channel, and then we're going to go through how I drive traffic to it for free. Fair enough? And congratulations, Wayne Anderson. You are officially the winner. Once this thing is done, I'm going to message you, and I'm going to just send you $300. It's that easy. We'll have another fun one. We'll do something else soon. I like these giveaways. They're fun. They make you guys take action. You notice that? You throw a bit of cheddar in there, people take action. So, you guys ready for the CLOG? Then we're going to wrap it up, okay? Okay. There we go. We're there. I got to do this, and we are good. Let me know, guys, when you see my screen, please. Scratchity scratch. Can you guys see my screen, please? Okay. Yeah? Okay. Please do not get overwhelmed, okay? This part of the webinar is to show you a glimpse of what I've created thus far. And by the way, this did take me 3 years of a crazy grind. So my goal here, my purpose here is to share with you what is literally, I guess, blasting my brand into the stratosphere now. I've never experienced growth like what this is creating for me. So I put a lot of pieces together. You guys hear me, right? I put a lot of pieces together, of course, over the years. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I will never stop improving. However, this CLOG idea, content library, this is it, by the way. This is not a thing in a box, by the way. Yes, I use WordPress, so this is not something that I just plugged together. It took me a lot of time, not only to build it, but to build the content within, which is added to every day. I add something to it now. To build the content within, to figure out that I wanted a CLOG, you know, not just a blog where there's a new post and people just see the latest post. In other words, to make it a searchable database of categories that go with my brand, I had to figure this out with time. And again, these are not standard categories. This is what I've decided for my brand. Whatever your brand, you know, stands for, like your brand message, what is it you are? Are you, if you are if you're an athlete and you teach people how to play baseball and that's your thing, it won't be like this. You guys understand, right? I just want to give you an idea of how I drive. The goal here is to have a library that caters to my niche and have them coming back and get them hooked in to my content, which is all me. Make sense, guys? So this is a glimpse of what it's something I wish I could have seen early on in the game. The blogs I saw were not like this. I haven't really seen anything like this, like it laid out this way. So I'm going to walk you through the categories. And again, The reason I'm probably more excited about this than anyone is because I'm seeing the results. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you a bit about how the categories are laid out and why people, I think, keep coming back. I'm going to show you my Twitter timeline, how this is driving traffic to the CLOG. And I'll show you my YouTube channel, how it's completely mirrored after the CLOG. So what you see here is categories with subcategories, okay? And that's exactly how my YouTube channel is laid out. So let's just go look. If somebody bumps into this video, this is freedom, okay? That's my featured video for now. They're going to come here based on either my Twitter lead machine. All of my posts in my Twitter lead machine, these come out all the time, by the way. And there is a content ratio. There we go. There's the post. That's kind of coincidental. But there's like, I've got hundreds of pieces like this that always spit out. And anytime they click on these pieces, turn your phone into a cash machine. There's beautiful, good energy Brad doing a webinar with me when I had my long greasy hair. That's what I mean by about repurposable content. That's got to be from 2 years ago. Someone turn your phone into a cash machine. They click here. I'm a little all over the place, but I'm going to go with the flow. They click that, and guess where they come? They come to my CLOG. As soon as this happens, they're in my custom audience now. They don't have to fill anything out. They could check out the entire webinar. So it's a CLOG because it's half blog, half vlog. So they get the entire value here. They get the whole thing. There's not, there's nothing about, look at that hair. Look at that hair. That's crazy. I keep it up there. But let's see, Brad's in here.
Or is it just kind
there he is.
That's one of the reasons.
Teaching his wisdom. Look at those beautiful blue eyes. Look at that guy. You're making me look bad, brother. But this is what they come on. If they like what they see, they're probably going to keep looking. Webinars, if they click webinars, this is happening, by the way. People who click webinars, they'll be like, holy crap, look at all. Like, you know, over time this builds, and they could do keyword searches. And what happens is, what I'm finding is happening now is people keep coming back and keep coming back for new content. So it's kind of like you become their go-to person. That is so insane. It comes to a point where they come daily now, like based on the stats. So this is how it looks, guys. Pretty simple, pretty usable. At first they had to search the content. Now I have categories because I'm the wealthy trainer, changing lives by creating wealth and improving health. I do both. If you wonder why I don't stick to one thing, you could check out my homepage. And it explains why I don't stick to one thing. Just right here. Now, once they're in here and they start digging in, they start becoming a fan, a true fan. It's the way to start getting them to become a true fan. And once they're in your custom audience here, you can retarget when you have a new piece of content. I always do. And if we only did this, I know I don't know if it's overwhelming, guys, but like every category I have has a list of content, and there's not much. I mean, in the past year, I may have done 10 pieces in here. No, maybe 20. The rest is this is over 3-4 years. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is what a CLOG is. So I got wealth, I got health, and I got random. I'm not going to talk about the categories of what you should have, okay? But I got web series. That's pretty important, actually. Again, I don't want to get into like the whole sticky brand formula, but I really wanted to show you guys so you guys have an idea of what I'm doing and what's creating crazy sticky results. People that aren't even coming to the webinars, they're just coming back here. And these are all kinds of different webinars. Yes, I have some Branding University ones in there. I've got all kinds of stuff in there. But this is my brand. This is not Branding University. This is my brand. This is what, this is me online. So if you look at the YouTube, just to show you, if you're overwhelmed to build something like this right away, it's very plain. This is the way I wanted it, by the way. I wanted things to be text based. I wanted it to be listed like this. I didn't want many fancy images and pictures. This is the way I want it. But any WordPress theme is the same back end to build it, pretty much. It's just, it may look different. Some people have people say nicer themes. I like this. I like this plain. It's mobile friendly. It works on everything. Someone said it's got the engineering look. I'm okay with that. So this is it. And if you look at my YouTube channel, it's the same exact thing. It's got a featured video. You see how I have life hacks here with subcategories. Now this is complex. I may add some, of course. I may take some out over time. I mean, it's based on results, right? And if you look here at life hacks, wealth, health, and random, if you look on my YouTube channel, it's built the same way. Life hacks, a category, wealth, health, and random. And the whole thing is like that. Web series, the Ask Lalonde show, Sauna Talk, my transformation challenge. I had to turn that into a show. It's good. It's good for my brand. And same thing, web series, Ask Lalonde, Sauna Talk. So you see the way they mimic each other? And on my YouTube videos, if you look at any video, I will become. If you look at any video, guess what? Because now I'm fishing on YouTube as well. But YouTube is so weak for me. I haven't mastered it at all. I don't even do YouTube. Like, it's definitely not my thing yet, but it has to be. I have to turn it into my thing. But if here was my point. On Twitter, guys, they're coming from Twitter right now because Twitter's my thing. And by the way, this is a lead machine, okay? This is not an engagement machine. This is Twitter lead machine. And 92% of interactions with tweets, they come in the form of link clicks, by the way, just so you know. So this is the purpose of it, to get as many people clicking on these as I can. And it's working like crazy. And I have Facebook ads for the same thing. So there you go. This is, if I had anything to say right now, guys, would be start working on these pieces of content. If I just go random life hacks, because those are, what did I say, life experiences, lesson learned, and random stuff. How you want to target your brand is a little up to you, a little bit. Some people say be ultra targeted. Don't talk about anything else except what you talk about. Like, in other words, if you are, I don't know, what can I grab? A plumber, don't you dare talk about your family reunion at Thanksgiving. It should always be about plumbing because that's your target audience. Hey, some people will say that, and that at that point, that's going to be a little up to you. I don't agree. I think you should definitely have life experiences. That's how you share yourself. Some people don't do that though. I'm not going to twist your arm into that. But I'm going to tell you what I've done and what I do. When I started talking about myself a little bit, which is why I have this category, it's changed everything. People want to know me. They take in my content, but I bring in so many people that look at this stuff first. And again, like the 7 steps to instantly create enthusiasm. It's got nothing to do, or does it have to do with health or wealth? Not directly. A lot of people would say, don't put that in there. That doesn't have anything to do with your brand. And they would even say, first of all, why are you talking about health, wealth, and health? Why not be more targeted? See, that's stuff I go into on one-on-one basis, which you want to do. It's not, I can't generalize that. I'm not going to do it because when I started sharing bits and pieces about me, more of that, more results I got, more tighter connections, more, as Seth Godin calls them, true fans. True fans. True fans, all you need is 1,000 of them, just so you guys know. People who like you, opposed to people who like your free content just for the tactical stuff. If they don't care about you and you're not being yourself, you're being the educator and that's it. No, none of your own flavor. You'll get people coming, but they're not going to see you as like part of their family. It's true. It's true. So this is how I have it laid out, guys, and this is what's creating the magic for me. So now that this machine is built for me, and I build a piece of content like the ones I did today, I throw them in one of these categories, and I keep adding. As you'll see, well, you see right up here, it says, new episodes uploaded within the past week have a star after the title. So I just do it that way. I just throw them at the top, and I create this like a content database. And also, now this seems a little far-fetched. I don't know if you're gonna buy what I'm saying here, but I've noticed this is where people are coming to look that are looking to maybe throw me on a big platform. I notice they're coming here and they're looking. I do it technically. I check them out technically so I could see who's looking at me. And the people that are, you may not get into that detail, but that's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what I'm observing. And someone's actually a producer for a TV show. I'm not even kidding. I have no idea why they're on my blog. No idea why they're on my blog. He does sitcoms like TV stuff. I'm like, why was he even on my blog? So he's digging in. And I can't really give much away because it could have been just maybe because I market so much he ended up here once. I don't know if he's revisiting. I haven't gone into that much. I haven't spent that much energy on it. But if you don't think he's looking at my personality, maybe he'll call me up for some social media help. Maybe he will, I don't even know if he'll offer me an audition. I'm not an actor, but if he does, you bet I'm going. You bet I'm going. But you never know who's watching. And when you have something like this, it gives them the easiest opportunity to dig deeper. And they're going to see your creativity. If they like one video, they're going to dig more. If they don't, they're going to leave. But the point is, it's all in one easily accessible place. It's your online identity. It's your online resume. If you go right here and you look at my lifestyle posts, I'm not going to share my tweet sheet today. We're running out of time and I want to save that for TLM. But if you look at my lifestyle stuff, okay? In the past, I didn't link these out. Now I do. It's brought me from like 250 leads a day to over 1,000 now, just by little changes like that. And also the hashtags. I'm not going to get into that, but using the right hashtags, the correct hashtags, like look at these. You're opening up it's like SEO. It's like SEO, search engine optimization on Twitter. So this is just Twitter. But if they click on any of my lifestyle posts, I go, just boating around here. Let's get to know each other a little. I'll start. Here's my story. They click that. They're going to come right to my story. I talked about your story. And guess where the story is? It's right here, under Mark. Oops, under Mark, about Mark. They come here. That I have all written down. You should have it in writing as well. And there is the PowerPoint I was talking about. So remember when I was talking about earlier about your PowerPoint? There it is. This is the whole PowerPoint with me narrating my story, and there's the 2,000-word story. So do you think this is not going to blow up your brand? If all you had was your story and you were guiding, because in Twitter Lead Machine, I teach you guys how to point your lifestyle stuff to your story. And then, of course, this is the sales content. You got to have some kind of a value funnel. The content ratios we get into in this is the part we get into in Twitter Lead Machine. But this is the part where you would put in whatever you are offering. You mix these up, by the way. This is value content. This is your we call it now CTA content, call to action content. This is lifestyle content. Look who's photobombing in the back on the big screen. There I am. So there, guess where that goes? Goes to my story. And where is the story? The story is, of course, on the blog. That's a little slow because I must have the webinar going usually. That's internet connection stuff. They come to my story again, and guess what? They get to dig deeper if they like what they see. Your story is kind of like your initial entry point, really. So this is what I got. This is the CLOG. This is what I took so much time to build that now I have a place to put all my stuff all the time. And now the people that keep coming back, it's like, whoa, it's like I got my own TV network here. I'm like CBS or NBC. I've got my own network of myself, my own YouTube channel. And now from here, of course, you can have capture pages. You can have whatever you want from here. Well, the pixel's the first thing, but this is not like your YouTube channel. They're not going to get, the only thing that's going to distract them from here is you. And by the way, this is the type of stuff that people who want to advertise on your blog, you can share your numbers once they get over 1 million views and stuff. But once you got over 1 million people returning per month, make no mistake. You are a 7-figure brand, and people will know that. You can share your WordPress stats if you want to the right buyers. But again, I'm painting a vision because for the first time in 4 years, I've been able to get people in this volume stick and come back. And this all originated from a training I did 1 year ago maybe, called the Sticky Brand Formula. And this is where it spawns from. Something I just started getting results on, focused more on it, and there it is. So if you guys want to dig deeper, by all means, but fair warning, if you land on thewealthytrainer.com, you're going to see my face all the time. Because I capture everybody, right? That's what we do. There's a pixel installed here. There's a Facebook pixel. And by the way, if you want to know how to do the Facebook pixel, let me show you. If you want to know for free how to install a Facebook pixel on anything you got, because you do the same thing here as you would do on your affiliate blog. It would be at Branding YOUniversity for now.com. Branding YOUniversity.com/FAQ. Just go there and scroll into questions, and there's one that says, can I install a Facebook pixel on my blog to build my own custom audience from anyone who lands on my blog? Click, and there's a video. It's a slick little 9-minute training. It teaches you how to do it on your affiliate blog, but the same applies for anything. So guys and gals, this is what's changing everything for me. I've had a good life in the past 2-3 years, but this is what's going to put you into, I don't know if you want to be an influencer, but I highly recommend you want to be an influencer. If you reach to be an influencer, you're going to have a good life on the journey there. I'm not even close to being an official influencer. Not even close. But I'll get there. It'll probably take me another 3, 4, maybe 5 more years. Is it worth it? Of course it's worth it. But this is how I'm doing it. And this is what's working so fast. So there you go. I wanted to share it with you guys. And I would definitely start doing it this way. Am I going to teach how to do this in Branding YOUniversity? I have to. There has to be a course on how to build something like this. There has to be. But then some people are resourceful as well, right? Just by seeing something like this, they're going to do their own. They're going to figure it out. It's just, did it take me long? Technically, not so much. But the way to put it out in this format, yes, it took me a long time to figure out that people want to simply click a link to webinars and not have to search for a webinar, that they have or if you offer webinars, that they see everything there. And they could also search, but the thing is they may be looking for something, and then as they come here, Gold Nugget Blitz with top industry leaders, that may get their attention. And here's where it comes down to: the more content you have, the bigger you're gonna get. Just pack it in there. And this is beautiful, because when Gary Vaynerchuk talks about building, document your journey, I've gone through all of Gary V's library, and this is what, I mean, it's all there. And it's so cool to have it all there, because people will start digging as well. So there we go, guys. I mean, that's all I really wanted to do. There's not more. I'm going to take questions. I think there may be questions on this. I don't know. I'm going to take questions now, because I mean, we've had a good run. What are we, an hour and a half? 2 hours, less than 2 hours. So we've had a good run for today. Is there anything else I want to touch on this? Let me see. I'm going to take questions. That's what I'm going to do. You guys know the routine, right? And by the way, congratulations, Wayne Anderson. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to take questions. Then I'm going to contact you, my friend, and I'm going to PayPal you that $3 bill. Okay, $300. So right now, what I'm going to do, and again, this is, I'm planting a seed here, because I really want you to understand what's happening to me right now. As I'm talking to you, what are we, the 28th, because this is all documented, we are the 28th of July, 2018. And my goal is to become an influencer on the internet. And I'm not one now, I'm not even close, but it's nice to see where I'm at now, because I know this is the right path. I know it's the right path. So there you go. You have the path. You're seeing me. You're on my journey with me. You guys, we're all kind of in the same boat. And I gotta say this. We're living in a time right now, like 2018, July 2018. We are living in a time where this opportunity to become an influencer and have a voice, I don't want to say celebrity, but sometimes when you're an influencer is celebrity, by the way. Influencers are celebrities. They're the new celebrity. They are the Hollywood now. That's how things have shifted. So when you're an influencer, you can do so much good out of that. But here's what I want to say. There's such an opportunity to grab onto this horse right now that nobody can even fathom. Nobody can fathom. We talk to each other. We know this. Well, I hope we know this. If not, I'm trying to let you know. We know this. You do now. This is not impossible to do now. And we have a head start at this influencer thing. Doesn't matter what field you're in. So if you start doing this now, you will win. It's not going to be easy. You're going to start filling up your CLOG or fill up your YouTube channel. There you go. If you don't have it for now, let's go to my channel. Build it like you would your CLOG for now. Get pieces of content out. Slowly put them out. And don't worry, 2,000 views. Most of my videos have under 100 views. I'm not even kidding. Just start putting it out there. Be patient. And build it like you would build a house, brick by brick. Put them on there, because the next thing you know, you're going to have 100 pieces of content. I was talking to Nadia the other day, Nadia Sabrati. You guys know her? She's in our university. She's first one to hit rank. She's got 200 pieces of content or more. I've got 131, or maybe 140 now. So it adds up. And then when somebody wants to take a look at your stuff and they go to your blog, they're going to be like, oh my God, this is crazy. This person is an expert. It's not an overnight thing. If you want to make money now, you still have to grind. But I'm going to do a little comparison on one of my stories. I'm going to story stitch a little bit. When I was in the .com boom, okay, back in when yahoo.com and excite.com, I was with people where we were buying .coms. I wasn't. I wasn't. When business.com, it sold for 7 million or something, and it was like people were just buying .coms because nobody thought they would amount to anything. I was in the game early, but I didn't buy .coms. I'm like, what's that going to be? What good is that going to be? If I knew then what I know now, or what has happened, there was a bubble. I'm not saying there wasn't, but if I would have scooped up a bunch of .coms like business or table for that matter, this is an example of story stitching. I would have been set by selling a couple of .coms, or it would have at least, I would never be set. I'm never stopping until I hit the B, big billion. But my point is, there was an opportunity there, just like in any industry, except we don't see it until it's already gone by. I'm telling you guys, now is the time to, as who says that? Gary Vee, maybe double down. To double down in creating your content. Start building your library. It's not tangible right away, but that's what's going to separate you guys from the pack in 5 years from now. Cool enough? This is your chance. This is your chance. If you don't start doing it now, in 5 years from now, when myself and some of my followers, whoever starts doing this, when we're all influencers, you'll say, oh my God, I was there. I could have did this. And I'm not selling you anything. I'm teaching you. There's no money here. I'm actually providing the best value I could provide you. Is today was enough to change your life. This webinar just today. Start working on pieces of content and start building brick by brick by brick. Don't spend all your time, because you got to eat. You got to have food on the table. But even if you do one piece of content a week, start building your own content log or content library. Cool? Are you motivated? I don't know. I can't motivate you. I can't motivate you. You can inspire people, but you can't make them motivated. You can't motivate them, I don't think. If I do, good. Because I know what's going on, and I am on the train. I'm on the train. The train has left. I'm in it to win it. And you guys are right beside me. I'm not much ahead of you, believe it or not, in the grand scheme of things. So, with that being said, guess what? I'm coming out. I'm answering questions live. But you guys know the routine, right? I'm shutting off the video. I'm going to say it again. Well, I'm just going to come out, but I'm going to tell you before I come out. I always shut down the video portion of this because what I do is, while this video compiles, I'm in the chat with you guys. I'll still have the voice. I can still answer questions, but you're not going to see my face. It's not because hair and makeup left. It's because this video stream needs to be used to compile. So, and then excuse me, I really haven't shut up. And while I'm answering questions, this is going to go out. Well, afterwards, this is going out on all platforms. So if you guys are watching the replay, I am out of here. If you're actually live on the webinar with me right now on Sunday afternoon, well, then I'm coming out. I'm answering questions and have them ready. Here I come, okay? So we're shutting off this screen and I'm coming out to talk to you guys in the chat. I think I may get bombarded today. That's all good. That's what I'm here for. Okay, here I come.